Welcome to RickRackRuby. I'm Laura Cluveau. Today we will be making this mini Eyelet angel Christmas ornament. She's fun and easy, so let's get started. To create the mini Eyelet angel, we will start with an 8-inch length of about 2.5-inch wide flat eyelet and 5 inches of eyelet beading. This is called eyelet beading. Anything that is, symmetric and it's about 2¼ inches wide will work. Right sides together, I will fold this in half and I will seam up the raw edges. In the same manner, I will fold this in half, right sides together, and seam up this edge. And I'll be right back. I measured these, and this is exactly 2¼ inches wide, and this is 2¾ inches wide. I just bought these new at Joann Fabrics, but anything probably between 2 and 3 inches will work here, and the same thing for this. So now I'm going to turn these right side out. For this piece for the wings, I'm going to put the seam at the bottom, like that. And then for this one, I'm going to place the seam at the back center. I've already created the face, and this little wood button is 5/8 of an inch. And of course, you can find the instructions for my face on the Focus on Faces video. This is a double strand of quilting thread. I'm using off-white, I just didn't have the white handy. And I'm going to gather this up starting in back. I secured the knot right here in the seam allowance, and now I'm going to stitch all the way around. It doesn't have to be neat, and it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so I went all the way around. I'm going to pull that tight. Now I'm making sure that the seam is in the back, and I'm going to secure the thread just by going through from the back to the front a couple of times. But don't cut the thread, because we're going to use the same thread to gather up the wings. You're just going to stack the wings right on top with the seam at the bottom. We're going to gather up through the center and set it right here like this, just right on top of the dress. So remember I said the seam is going to be at the bottom, but I'm going to just sort of lay it a little bit off center so that it's slightly to the back. And now I'm just going to gather it up right through the center with the same thread. It doesn't have to be neat, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to sort of compress this in the center, nice and tight, like this. Remember, the seam is in the back, this is the front. And then I'm going to secure this. I want the wings to be tied off very tightly. So I'm pulling it tight, then I'll go around and stitch from back to front. And I think that's pretty good. I'll trim out those extra threads. I'm going to secure my thread in the front because I know that's where the face is going to be glued, and so that'll be nice and secure and it won't come apart. So there we go. There's the dress and the wings. Before I go any further, I'm going to add my hanging loop. I'm using a red and white baker's twine for the hanging loop. I'm just stitching through each side of the wings, right in the center. I think that will help it to hang exactly right. Then I'll tie this off. And now I'm going to glue the face right to the front. I'm using hot glue. That looks good. Now let's add some hair. I'm going to use my favorite, this sort of fine loopy mohair. and we're going to use the figure 8. So I'm holding this with my ring finger and pinky with my left hand, and I'm going to go around these 2 fingers 5 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and then cross over, cut the yarn, take this top piece and loop it all the way around, and then tie it off with the bottom yarn. And then I'm not going to cut it super close to the knot. I'm going to leave a little bit of the tails there. And then we have a little bundle that looks like that. So I'll squeeze some glue out right here above her face, like that. And then I'm going to press that bundle right into the glue. And then I'm going to twist this side. I'm going to add some glue and press it here. And then twist this side, add some glue and press it here. Just so you know where we're going. I'm going to twist toward the back and press it into that glue. And then for the other side, I'm going to add some glue. And then twist to the back and press it into the glue. That looks good. And you can see how those little ends are poking up, making some cute little bangs. That looks good. Okay, let's add a halo. This is 20 gauge gold wire. I'll snip off about an inch. I'm going to shape it around my thimble to form sort of a U shape like that. A little bit tighter, I think. That looks good. Then I'm going to add some glue to each end. And I'm going to press this into the hair like that. That looks good. Now here's the fun part. I have some decorations. I have some bows and some holly stickers. And of course I have my baker's twine. Now you can dig out all of your fun little decorations and stickers and jingle bells and ribbons and anything that you think would be fun. I'm going to tie a bow and then glue it beneath her chin. I think that'll be about right. So I'll add a little bit of glue to the center and then just press it beneath her chin. And then I'll trim off the streamers and tie each streamer into an overhand knot. I like that. Now you could use ribbon or string or cord or jute or anything you like. Then I'm going to add this little holly sticker. I think that'll look good. Even though the holly stickers have adhesive, I just like to add some hot glue. There we go. That looks good. And then you can imagine when I turn it over, this is a little bit messy on the back. So I'm going to add one of these white satin bows right there to sort of conceal those stitches. And just add a little special touch right there. The mini Eyelet angel ornament is complete. I trimmed up a couple of the loose threads. Thank you for watching my tutorial. If you're enjoying my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.